What does it mean for a misdemeanor to be committed in a person's presence? My name is Anthony Bandiero. I'm an attorney and senior legal instructor for Blue to Go Law Enforcement Training, bringing you another roadside chat. This officer comes from California. He says, all right, we're dispatched to a homeless shelter for a battery. The victim was in her bed when a bottle was thrown over a wall at her. So it struck her, right? So it's a battery. It had to struck her. The victim tells the officer, I don't know who threw it, but I believe it was a certain person, the suspect, right, over on the other side of the wall. Officers talk to the suspect, and she says, I was flipping my blanket, and I know it did go over the wall, and but it wasn't my intent. The officers watch a video, and they see the bottle fly over the wall from the suspect's bed, but they don't see who necessarily threw it. Okay. So was that committed in the victim's presence, right? And the answer is going to be yes. A really good case on this is the people of California versus Robert Sjosten. And it's a case from 1968, okay? So it's a case from 1968. And so what basically happened, I'm not going to talk about the facts in that case, but essentially what the court said is that in order to be committed in your presence, you just have to be, part of the crime has to be observed by one of your senses, right? Hearing, smelling, seeing, feeling, right? Okay, so back to this. When she got hit by the bottle, was that in her presence? Of course it was. And that's also one of the elements of the crime, right? The actual battery part. Now, she didn't actually see who did it, but that's not dispositive. That's not a deal killer. I mean, for example, let's say you're walking up to a house for a domestic, and all you see is this female, she's falling backwards and she hits the wall, okay? But you don't see who pushed her. Did that battery occur in your presence? Absolutely it did. There's no difference here, okay? The fact that the bottle is flying over the wall and striking her, and it struck her, that happened in her presence. Okay. The fact that she doesn't know precisely who did it is also not a deal killer. A lot of crimes are proven by circumstantial evidence. When the cop spoke to the suspect and who the victim already kind of thought who was it, right? So that helps us. And she's like, yeah, that was my bottle. It flew, but it flew because I was flipping a blanket. Look, do you believe her? I mean, I'll believe the fact that, she's admitted it's her bottle. She's admitting that's her bottle. But do you really believe that flipping her blanket is going to cause this bottle, and I'm not sure how big this bottle is going to cause it to fly in the air, over the wall, and strike this victim, which they probably have some kind of beef? Based on these very simple facts, I'm not buying it, okay? We have all flipped blankets before, and yeah, stuff falls off it. But if you're shaking it so hard that a heavy glass bottle flies over a wall and just precisely hits somebody, in the head type deal, I'm not buying it, okay? I think that there's a fair probability that was intentional. That was intentional. And so again, one of the things in this case is I would try to find out what the motive could have been, because that's also going to help you. Can the person sign a private person's arrest, PC 242, which is a misdemeanor, even though she's not witnessed the crime? Again, the answer is going to be yes. You don't have to witness the whole entire crime in your presence in order to make a misdemeanor citizen's arrest. And I also do not believe that this whole PC 837, which is when you can make a citizen's arrest, I don't think that violates it either, right? The fact that she's not able to precisely say who did it, that's not the standard here, okay? The standard is, did you observe some of it with your senses? Then we try to figure out who did it. Just like the whole female getting pushed into the wall deal, you didn't see exactly who pushed her, but you can figure it out, right? And that's going to be a valid on-view arrest or a misdemeanor committed within your presence. I hope this helps. If you like what we're doing around here, like, subscribe, share with your friends. And until next time, my friends, you stay safe, and you also make good case law.